We are starting, and today we're going to speak about Hanukkah. Wow! Baruch Hashem. So, what is Hanukkah about Kabbalah wise? Okay? So, first of all, I want to start with a few words of the Ramchal that he speaks about Hanukkah. And is the first introduction. Basically, whatever we have to understand, whatever was back then in the history, awakens every year, and we can take advantage of that awakening that comes, and it's like a wave that we can come up, we can have a spiritual elevation with that wave of that quality that came, right? So what happened in Hanukkah? Why we celebrating Hanukkah? Because the Jews got over the threat of the Greeks culture, and they were able to practice the Torah again like they used to, right? So that's the basic understanding of Hanukkah, that we have the ability to connect to that principle of practicing the Torah and connecting to Hashem, and not following the Greek culture that the Greeks were trying to force on us. Okay, now in that is basically the word of the Ramchal in Derech Hashem. When we get into the Kitzur Kavanot of the Ramchal, which is the book that he writes more about the Kabbalah meditations of Hanukkah, so he's explaining that the Greeks, they wanted to make a decree on the Jews not to make Brit Milah. Okay, what does it mean not to do Brit Milah? So we have to understand what is Milah. What is Brit Milah? So we know that Brit Milah, we have the Olah that symbolizes all of the negative powers of the creation, that is covering the Kedusha. Okay, the negative side covers the light of Hashem. It is the Kedusha that is inside, the internal Kedusha. Like, for example, we can say about our body, that our body is like, in a certain way, Olah, that covers the Neshama in a certain way. And when we are doing the Brit Milah, this is the way of bringing the sanctity, bringing the Kedusha into our life, into our practice. Now, when the Olah is covering the Brit Milah, so then the negative power is receiving that light. Okay? When we are removing the Olah, we are getting rid of the negativity, and the Kedusha can light in a positive way without the external forces taking part of it. Now, when Bet Hashmonai took over, that they removed the Greeks from the Bet Mikdash, right? So it's like the Brit Milah that is removing the negative forces from the place of the Kedusha. And that is something that happens again every year. Every year we have a new awakening of the Kedusha, a new awakening of the Kedusha, of the Klippa, of the negative side that is trying to cover and hide the light of Hashem. And we have the opportunity in Hanukkah to remove that negativity and to connect ourselves to the Kedusha in a way that the negative side will not have any part of that. Now, we're lighting the Hanukkah candle. What is the Hanukkah candle? So the Chanukiah itself, the Menorah, is symbolizing the Malchut. We're lighting the light of the Malchut, and that Menorah is standing in a very specific height, minimum of 3 tefachim up to 10 tefachim. So what is the meaning of 3 to 10? So this is the Sefirot. Okay, so we have the 10 Sefirot, and between the first 3 that is not relevant to the 10, that's where we need to do the mitzvah of the Hanukkah. Thank you. So we have the Menorah that stands in that height, right? between 3 to 10, as we said. And we want the menorah to be ner, right? To light the candle. Candle is ner. What is ner? Ner is a very, very specific number of 250 that is the when you sum up all of the names that comes together in the lighting of the candles, it comes to that gematria of 250. Okay, I'm not going to explain right now all of those names. Whoever wants to have the advanced meditation, so it's in the book, in the course package that we made, like a whole big thing there. So everything is there with the details. But now it's just like to get the inspiration, that just some concepts. So we're lighting the candle. Okay, we're lighting all of those unities, all of those names of Hashem, that everything will be light up and connect to the Kedusha, to the higher source. When do we do that? What is the time? So we know that the time is from sunset until Tichle Regel Min Hashuk. What is Tichle Regel Min Hashuk? That the regel will be distinguished from the public domain. The marketplace is the public domain. So the public domain is all of the negative side of the world. And we want to bring up that leg that fell into that. Okay, there is a leg that fell into the negative side, and we want to pull it back to the private domain. What is the private domain? The domain of Hashem. Hashem is the only one that is controlling everything. And this is something that is very, very significant for us. Okay, this is something that is very significant for us to distinguish the leg from the marketplace, meaning to remove the kedusha from the public domain, from the negative side, and bring it into the private domain of Hashem. And that's what we're trying to do, and that's why we have to do it from sunset until Tzat Kochavim. Okay, there is many more meditations that we can discuss, but just one last thing for today. We have the Rashi Tevot of Ladlik Ner Chanukah is Nachal. Okay, Nachal is a river, meaning like we have whatever we have in the physical, we have in the spiritual. So what does it mean, a spiritual river? So we have a flow of abundance that comes. Okay, and we want in Chanukah to connect to that river of abundance, the river of light that comes from the heavens, from the higher world, and that everything will come into the lower realm, which is the dimensions that we can fathom, the dimensions that we can connect to, right? So we want to feel the light, we want to feel the blessings. So Hanukkah is a very, very important time, very high potential to receive all of those blessings, to have the opportunity to bring and manifest the miracles that we want in our life. And the way to do that is everything, like everything in the Torah, we have to do the right act in the right time, in the right place, in the right manner, with the right words, read the right meditations. When all of that comes together, that activates all of those systems, that the abundance flows and everything comes, meaning to be manifested in the lower realms. So this is the meaning, that's the reason that we have to know the halachot of Hanukkah, to have the right act in the right time, in the right manner. We have to know what is the right words to use when we're saying the brachot, when we're saying all of the segulot that comes with it. And afterwards, we have the stage of the meditations, that this is what we're discussing a little bit today. And to have the full picture of that, so I recommend everybody there is also a free course that I made for whoever cannot afford himself the full package. So there's a few videos, and there is also the full package that includes also the Tikkun of Zot Chanukah that we didn't discuss yet today. Bezrat Hashem will discuss it further on in Chanukah, but all of that is included in the full package, and I gave this link, so I hope that people will use it, and Bezrat Hashem, everybody will have all the miracles and all the blessings that they need, Bezrat Hashem, very soon. Amen. Keni Ratzon, Bracha v'Atzlacha, and thank you very much.